Imagine waking up one morning, and your mind is finally quiet. No racing thoughts about that meeting next week. No rehashing of that awkward conversation from yesterday. No endless loop of what-ifs about your future. Just peace, clarity, and the freedom to focus on what truly matters. Sounds impossible? It's not. You're holding in your hands the key to unlocking that mental freedom. This isn't just another self-help book filled with feel-good platitudes and vague advice. This is your personalized roadmap to conquering overthinking, backed by decades of research and real-world success stories. In the time it takes you to read this book, you could learn how to shut down a spiral of anxious thoughts in less than 60 seconds. Discover the surprising brain hack that elite athletes use to stay focused under pressure. Master the one simple technique that's been proven to reduce overthinking by up to 70% in just 2 weeks. But here's the catch. This book isn't for everyone. If you're looking for a magic pill or an overnight solution, you won't find it here. This is for those ready to roll up their sleeves and do the work. For those who are tired of being held hostage by their own thoughts and are ready to take back control. Are you ready to silence the mental chatter and reclaim your peace of mind? Turn the page. Your journey to a clearer, calmer, and more confident you starts now. Chapter 1: Understanding Overthinking. Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, your mind racing with endless thoughts and worries? Or maybe you've spent hours agonizing over a decision, going back and forth without being able to make up your mind? If so, you're not alone. Overthinking is a very common problem that affects people from all walks of life. Overthinking is when you can't stop thinking about a problem or situation. It's like your mind is stuck on a loop, constantly replaying the same thoughts over and over again. This can take different forms. Worry, constantly worrying about things that might happen in the future. What if I fail that exam? What if my partner leaves me? These types of worries can be endless and exhausting. Rumination, repeatedly going over past events or mistakes in your mind. I can't believe I said that stupid thing at the party. I should have done that project better. Rumination keeps you stuck in the past. Analysis paralysis, overthinking a decision or problem to the point where you can't take any action. You get so caught up in trying to predict every possible outcome that you end up doing nothing at all. No matter what form it takes, overthinking can be a real problem. It can keep you from enjoying the present moment and make it hard to move forward in your life. The impact of overthinking. Overthinking doesn't just happen in your head, it can have real consequences on your mental health, your relationships, and your daily life. Mental health. One of the biggest impacts of overthinking is on your mental health. Constantly worrying and ruminating can lead to increased feelings of anxiety and stress. It can make it hard to relax and can even contribute to depression. Overthinking can also make it difficult to focus and make decisions. When your mind is constantly racing, it's hard to stay present and give your full attention to the task at hand. This can impact your productivity and make it hard to achieve your goals. Relationships. Overthinking can also put a strain on your relationships. If you're constantly worrying about what your partner is thinking or rehashing past arguments, it can create tension and misunderstandings. It can be hard for the people around you to feel truly heard and understood when you're so caught up in your own thoughts. Overthinking can also make it harder to communicate effectively. When you're so focused on your own internal dialogue, you may not be fully present in conversations or miss important context clues from the other person. Daily life. In addition to the mental and relational impacts, overthinking can also disrupt your daily life. It can make it hard to sleep, as your mind races even when your body is trying to rest. This can lead to fatigue, irritability, and trouble concentrating during the day. Overthinking can also prevent you from taking action and moving forward. If you're constantly paralyzed by analysis, you may miss out on opportunities or fail to make important decisions. This can hold you back from achieving your full potential. Why this book matters. If any of this sounds familiar to you, then this book is for you. Overthinking is a pervasive problem, but it's also one that can be overcome. This book is designed to give you the tools and strategies you need to take back control of your mind and your life. Over the course of the next 11 chapters, you'll learn the science behind overthinking and how your brain works, practical techniques for identifying and challenging negative thought patterns, Proven strategies for staying present and focused in the moment. Tips for setting boundaries and managing your time to reduce overthinking. Ways to build self-confidence and self-awareness to overcome overthinking. Real-life success stories and lessons from people who have conquered overthinking. The goal of this book is to help you break free from the endless cycle of overthinking and start living a more fulfilling, peaceful life. By the end, you'll have a personalized plan for managing your thoughts and emotions, so you can focus on what really matters. Overthinking doesn't have to be a lifelong struggle. With the right mindset and the right tools, you can learn to quiet your mind, make decisions with clarity, and enjoy the present moment. Are you ready to take the first step? Chapter 2: The Science Behind Overthinking. Have you ever wondered why you can't stop your mind from racing? Or why some thoughts seem to stick around no matter how hard you try to push them away? In this chapter, we'll explore the science behind overthinking. Understanding how your brain works can be the first step in learning how to control your thoughts better. Brain and cognitive processes. Your brain is an amazing organ. It's like a super powerful computer that controls everything you do, think, and feel. When it comes to overthinking, there are several key parts of the brain that play important roles. 1. The prefrontal cortex. This is the part of your brain right behind your forehead. It's in charge of planning, decision-making, and problem-solving. When you're overthinking, your prefrontal cortex is working overtime. It's trying to figure out solutions to problems or predict what might happen in the future. 2. The amygdala. This small, almond-shaped part of your brain is responsible for processing emotions, especially fear and anxiety. When you're overthinking, your amygdala can become overactive, making you feel more worried or scared than you need to be. 3. The hippocampus. This part of your brain helps with memory. When you're overthinking about past events, your hippocampus is recalling those memories, sometimes in great detail. Now, let's talk about how these parts work together when you're overthinking. Imagine you have an important presentation at work tomorrow. Your prefrontal cortex starts planning and trying to predict every possible scenario. At the same time, your amygdala might start to feel anxious about the possibility of things going wrong. Your hippocampus might recall memories of past presentations that didn't go well, adding to your worry. This is where cognitive processes come into play. Cognitive processes are the ways your brain handles information. When you're overthinking, there are a few common cognitive processes that tend to happen. 1. Selective attention. This is when your brain focuses on certain information while ignoring other information. When overthinking, you might pay more attention to negative possibilities and ignore positive ones. 2. Negative bias. This is the tendency to remember negative experiences more than positive ones. When overthinking, you might find it easier to recall times things went wrong rather than times they went well. 3. Catastrophizing. This is when your mind jumps to the worst possible outcome. For example, thinking if I mess up this presentation, I'll lose my job and never work again. Understanding these processes can help you recognize when your brain is falling into overthinking patterns. It's the first step in learning how to interrupt these patterns and think in healthier ways. The role of emotions. Emotions play a big part in overthinking, especially anxiety and fear. When you're overthinking, it's often because you're worried about something. This worry triggers your brain's fight or flight response, even when there's no real danger. Here's how it works. 1. You start thinking about something that makes you anxious, like that upcoming presentation. 2. Your amygdala recognizes this as a potential threat and sends out an alarm signal to your body. 3. Your body responds by releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. 4. These hormones make you feel more alert and anxious, which can lead to more overthinking. 5. This creates a cycle. The more you think, the more anxious you feel, and the more anxious you feel, the more you think. This cycle can be hard to break, but understanding it is the first step. When you recognize that your emotions are fueling your overthinking, you can start to take steps to calm your emotions and break the cycle. It's also important to note that not all overthinking is driven by negative emotions. Sometimes, excitement or anticipation can lead to overthinking too. For example, you might overthink about an upcoming vacation because you're excited and want everything to be perfect. The key is to recognize when your emotions are causing you to think more than is helpful or necessary. Once you can do that, you can start to use strategies to manage both your emotions and your thoughts. Neuroplasticity. Now, here's some good news. Your brain can change. This ability is called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity means that your brain can form new connections and change its structure based on your experiences and behaviors. It's like your brain is a garden, and your thoughts are the paths through it. The more you think certain thoughts, the more well-worn those paths become. But here's the exciting part. You can create new paths. You can literally change the structure of your brain by changing your thinking habits. Here's how it works. 1. Every time you have a thought, it activates a specific pattern of neurons, brain cells, in your brain. 2. The more you repeat a thought, the stronger the connections between those neurons become. 3. Over time, this can lead to lasting changes in your brain structure. This means that if you've developed a habit of overthinking, your brain has become very good at it. The neural pathways for overthinking are well established. But it also means you can create new pathways. By practicing different ways of thinking, you can strengthen new neural connections and weaken the old overthinking pathways. For example, if you practice mindfulness, focusing on the present moment, you're strengthening the parts of your brain involved in attention and emotional regulation. Over time, this can make it easier for you to stay present and calm, rather than getting caught up in overthinking. Or if you practice challenging your negative thoughts, you're strengthening the parts of your brain involved in rational thinking and weakening the automatic negative thought patterns. This is why the techniques we'll discuss in later chapters can be so effective. They're not just coping strategies, they're actually helping to rewire your brain. It's important to remember that this process takes time and practice. Just like building muscle at the gym, building new neural pathways requires consistent effort. But the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Understanding neuroplasticity can be very motivating. It means that no matter how long you've been struggling with overthinking, change is possible. Your brain has the ability to adapt and improve throughout your entire life. Conclusion. Understanding the science behind overthinking can be empowering. It helps you see that overthinking isn't a personal flaw or weakness, it's a result of how your brain is currently wired. The interaction between different brain regions, cognitive processes, and emotions can create a perfect storm for overthinking. But thanks to neuroplasticity, you have the power to change these patterns. In the coming chapters, we'll explore practical techniques to help you rewire your brain and overcome overthinking. Remember, every time you practice these techniques, you're not just managing your thoughts in the moment, you're actually changing your brain for the long term. Your brain is incredibly powerful and adaptable. With understanding and practice, you can harness this power to overcome overthinking and live a calmer, more focused life. Are you ready to start rewiring your brain? Let's move on to the next chapter and begin putting this knowledge into practice. Chapter 3. Identifying your overthinking patterns. Identifying your overthinking patterns is a crucial step in overcoming them. In this chapter, we will explore common types of overthinking, provide self-assessment tools to help you recognize your own patterns, and share real-life examples to illustrate these concepts. Common overthinking patterns. Overthinking can manifest in various ways, each with its own unique characteristics. Here are some of the most common patterns. All or nothing thinking. This pattern involves seeing things in black and white, with no shades of gray. If something isn't perfect, you might see it as a complete failure. Example, you start a new diet and eat a healthy meal for a few days. Then, you have a slice of cake. Instead of seeing it as a minor slip, you think, I've blown it. I might as well eat the whole cake. Overgeneralization. This involves taking a single negative event and turning it into a never-ending pattern of loss and defeat. You might use words like always, never, everything, and nothing. Example, you speak up at a meeting, and your suggestions are not included. You think, I never say the right thing. I'll never get promoted. Emotional reasoning. This is when you believe that your emotions reflect reality. If you feel anxious or worried, you might conclude that the situation is dangerous or problematic, even if there's no evidence to support this. Example, you feel anxious about driving, so you conclude that driving is unsafe, even though you have no evidence to support this belief. Mental filter. This pattern involves focusing on one negative detail while ignoring all the positive aspects of a situation. Example, you receive 20 feedback forms after a workshop, and 19 of them are positive. However, you focus on the one negative comment and ignore all the positive feedback. Jumping to conclusions. This involves interpreting events or situations negatively without any evidence to support your conclusions. There are two types of jumping to conclusions: mind reading and fortune telling. Mind reading, assuming you know what others are thinking without any evidence. Example, your partner comes home looking serious, and you assume they are mad at you without asking them how they are. Fortune telling, predicting the worst possible outcome without any evidence. Example, you think, if I don't get this job, I'll never find another one. Magnification/minimization. This pattern involves either magnifying the importance of a problem or minimizing your own positive qualities. Example, you forget to pick up milk on your way home from work. Instead of seeing it as a minor mistake, you think, I'm the most forgetful, unreliable person there is. Catastrophizing. This involves jumping to the worst possible conclusion in every scenario, no matter how improbable it is. Example, you worry that if your alarm doesn't go off, you'll be late for an important meeting, and then you'll get fired from your job. Personalization. This pattern involves believing that you are responsible for events that are outside of your control. Example, your child has an accident, and you blame yourself for allowing them to go to that party. Labeling. This distortion is similar to all or nothing thinking. You label yourself or others in a negative way based on a single behavior or event. Example, you give someone directions that turn out to be wrong. Instead of recognizing it as a mistake, you label yourself as an idiot. Self-assessment tools. To help you identify your own overthinking patterns, here are a couple of self-assessment tools you can use. Self-assessment quiz. 1. Do you often find yourself thinking in extremes? Yes or no? 2. Do you tend to generalize from one negative event to a pattern? Yes or no? 3. Do you believe your emotions reflect reality? Yes or no? 4. Do you focus on one negative detail while ignoring the positive aspects of a situation? Yes or no? 5. Do you frequently assume you know what others are thinking without asking them? Yes or no? 6. Do you predict the worst possible outcome in every scenario? Yes or no? 7. Do you magnify minor problems or minimize your positive qualities? Yes or no? 8. Do you blame yourself for events that are outside of your control? Yes or no? 9. Do you label yourself or others based on a single behavior or event? Yes or no? 10. Do you often second-guess your decisions and worry about the consequences? Yes or no? If you answered yes to several of these questions, it may indicate which overthinking patterns you are most prone to. Journaling exercise. Keeping a journal can be a powerful tool for identifying your overthinking patterns. Here's how to do it. 1. Choose a quiet and comfortable place to write. 2. Write down a situation where you felt anxious or worried. 3. Describe your thoughts and feelings in detail. 4. Look for any patterns in your thoughts, e.g., all or nothing thinking, overgeneralization. 5. Reflect on how these thoughts made you feel and whether they were helpful or not. For example, situation, I was preparing for a presentation at work. Thoughts, if I mess up, I'll never get promoted. I'm not good enough. Feelings, anxious, nervous. Pattern, all or nothing thinking, overgeneralization. Reflection, these thoughts made me feel more anxious and less confident. They were not helpful because they were based on unrealistic expectations. By regularly journaling your thoughts and feelings, you can become more aware of your overthinking patterns and start to challenge them. Case studies. Let's look at some real-life examples to illustrate these overthinking patterns. Case 1, all or nothing thinking. Sarah is a college student who just received a grade of B+ on an exam. She had aimed for an A and felt devastated by the B+. She thought, I'm such a failure. I'll never get into a good graduate program. Analysis, Sarah is engaging in all or nothing thinking. She sees the B+ as a complete failure rather than recognizing it as a good grade. Case 2, overgeneralization. John had a bad day at work where his suggestions were not accepted. He thought, I never say the right thing. I'll never get promoted. Analysis. John is overgeneralizing from one negative event to a pattern. He assumes that because his suggestions were not accepted once, he will never be successful. Case 3. Emotional reasoning. Emily feels anxious about public speaking. She thinks, I feel so nervous, so public speaking must be very dangerous. Analysis. Emily is using emotional reasoning. She believes her feelings of anxiety mean that public speaking is inherently dangerous, even though there is no evidence to support this. Case 4. Mental filter. David received feedback on his project. Out of 20 comments, 19 were positive, but 1 was negative. He focused on the negative comment and ignored the positive ones. Analysis. David is using a mental filter. He is focusing on the one negative detail while ignoring the many positive aspects of the feedback. These case studies illustrate how different overthinking patterns can manifest in real-life situations. Recognizing these patterns is the first step towards changing them. Chapter 4. Mindfulness and Presence. In the previous chapters, we explored the science behind overthinking and identified the common patterns that lead to this mental trap. Now, it's time to start learning practical strategies to overcome overthinking. And one of the most powerful tools we have is mindfulness. Introduction to mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and aware in the current moment. It's about focusing your attention on the here and now, rather than getting caught up in worries about the past or the future. When you're being mindful, you're not judging or analyzing your thoughts and feelings. You're simply observing them with a calm, accepting attitude. This can be a powerful antidote to the endless cycle of overthinking. There are many benefits to practicing mindfulness. 1. Reduced stress and anxiety. Mindfulness has been shown to lower levels of the stress hormone cortisol, which can help calm the mind and body. 2. Improved focus and concentration. By anchoring your attention in the present moment, mindfulness can help you stay focused and avoid getting distracted. 3. Greater emotional regulation. Mindfulness can help you become more aware of your emotions and respond to them in a thoughtful, rather than reactive, way. 4. Enhanced self-awareness. Practicing mindfulness can give you a deeper understanding of your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. 5. Increased resilience. When you're more present and accepting of your experiences, you're less likely to get caught up in negative thought patterns. In short, mindfulness can be a game changer when it comes to overcoming overthinking. By learning to live in the moment, you can break free from the mental loops that keep you stuck. Basic mindfulness techniques. Now, let's explore some of the most common and effective mindfulness practices. These techniques can help you develop the skills to be more present and less caught up in overthinking. Meditation. Meditation is the foundation of mindfulness practice. It involves sitting quietly and focusing your attention on your breath, a mantra, or a specific object. The goal is to train your mind to stay present and avoid getting lost in thoughts. Here's a simple meditation practice you can try. 1. Find a quiet, comfortable place to sit. You can sit on a chair, on the floor, or even lie down. 2. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, allowing your body to relax. 3. Bring your attention to your breath. Notice the sensation of the air moving in and out of your nose or belly. 4. If your mind starts to wander, gently bring your attention back to your breath. 5. Start with just 5 to 10 minutes of meditation per day and gradually increase the time as you become more comfortable with the practice. The key is to be patient and non-judgmental with yourself. Overthinking is a habit, and it takes time and practice to break it. Deep breathing. Deep breathing is another simple but powerful mindfulness technique. It involves taking slow, deep breaths to calm the mind and body. Here's how to do it. 1. Sit or lie down in a comfortable position. 2. Inhale slowly through your nose, feeling your belly expand. 3. Hold your breath for a few seconds. 4. Exhale slowly through your mouth, feeling your belly contract. 5. Repeat this cycle for 5 to 10 breaths. Deep breathing can be especially helpful when you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed by overthinking. It's a quick and easy way to ground yourself in the present moment. Body scan. The body scan is a mindfulness practice that involves systematically focusing your attention on different parts of your body. This can help you become more aware of physical sensations and release tension. Here's how to do a body scan. 1. Lie down or sit comfortably. 2. Start by bringing your attention to your breath, noticing the sensation of air moving in and out. 3. Shift your focus to your toes, noticing any sensations or feelings in that area. 4. Slowly move your attention up through your body, focusing on each part: feet, legs, hips, belly, chest, arms, hands, shoulders, neck, face. 5. If you notice any areas of tension or discomfort, try to breathe into them and let them relax. 6. When you reach the top of your head, take a few more deep breaths before slowly opening your eyes. The body scan can be a great way to check in with yourself and release physical and mental tension. Integrating mindfulness into daily life. While formal mindfulness practices like meditation and deep breathing are powerful, it's also important to find ways to bring mindfulness into your everyday life. Here are some tips. Mindful moments. Throughout your day, take a few moments to pause and bring your attention to the present. You can do this while waiting in line, sitting at a red light, or even during a work break. Take a few deep breaths, look around, and notice your surroundings. What do you see, hear, or feel? This simple practice can help you stay grounded and avoid getting caught up in overthinking. Mindful routine activities. Everyday tasks like brushing your teeth, showering, or eating can be opportunities to practice mindfulness. As you go through these routine activities, try to be fully present and engaged with the experience. For example, when you're brushing your teeth, notice the taste of the toothpaste, the sensation of the bristles on your gums, and the sound of the brushing. This can help you stay focused on the task at hand and avoid letting your mind wander. Mindful walking. Going for a mindful walk can be a great way to get some exercise while also practicing presence. As you walk, pay attention to your senses, the sights, sounds, and sensations of your body in motion. You can also try a walking meditation, where you focus on the experience of each step, noticing the lifting and placing of your feet. This can help you stay grounded and present, even while in motion. Mindful breaks. When you find yourself getting caught up in overthinking, take a break and do a quick mindfulness exercise. This could be a few minutes of deep breathing, a body scan, or just sitting quietly and observing your thoughts without judgment. These short mindfulness breaks can help interrupt the overthinking cycle and give your mind a chance to reset. Mindful technology use. In today's world, it's easy to get caught up in the constant stream of information and notifications from our devices. To practice mindfulness, try to be more intentional about how you use technology. For example, you could set aside specific times of day for checking your phone or email, and during the rest of the time, keep your device out of sight and out of mind. This can help you stay present and avoid the temptation to get pulled into unnecessary overthinking. Mindful relationships. Applying mindfulness to your relationships can also be incredibly powerful. When you're talking with someone, try to be fully present and engaged, without letting your mind wander to other topics or concerns. Practice active listening, making eye contact, and responding thoughtfully, rather than just waiting for your turn to speak. This can help you build deeper, more meaningful connections with the people in your life. Incorporating mindfulness into your daily life takes practice, but the benefits are well worth the effort. By learning to be more present and accepting of the moment, you can break the cycle of overthinking and start living a more fulfilling, peaceful life. Chapter 5: Cognitive Behavioral Techniques for Change. In the previous chapter, we learned how to identify our personal overthinking patterns. Now, it's time to actively challenge and change those unhelpful thought patterns using powerful tools from cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. Identifying negative thoughts. CBT is a type of therapy that focuses on the connection between our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. It teaches us that our thoughts have a powerful influence on how we feel and act. When we overthink, we often get stuck in a cycle of negative thoughts. These thoughts can be automatic and feel very real, even if they aren't based on facts. Here are some common types of negative thoughts. All or nothing thinking: if I don't get this job, I'm a complete failure. Catastrophizing: I'm going to make a fool of myself during the presentation, and everyone will think I'm incompetent. Mind reading: she didn't say hello, she must be mad at me. Labeling: I made a mistake, I'm so stupid. Should statements: I should have studied harder for that exam. Identifying these negative thoughts is the first step in changing them. Start paying attention to the thoughts that run through your mind, especially when you feel anxious or stressed. Thought Record, your CBT toolkit. A helpful tool for identifying negative thoughts is a thought record. It's like a diary for your thoughts and feelings. Here's how to use a thought record. 1. Situation. Describe the situation that triggered the negative thoughts. 2. Feeling. Identify the emotions you felt in that situation. 3. Negative thoughts. Write down the automatic negative thoughts that came up. 4. Evidence. 4. List any evidence that supports your negative thoughts. 5. Evidence against. List any evidence that contradicts your negative thoughts. 6. Alternative thoughts. Come up with more balanced and realistic thoughts. 7. New feeling. How do you feel now after considering the alternative thoughts? By regularly using a thought record, you can start to recognize patterns in your negative thinking and begin to challenge them. Challenging and reframing thoughts. Once you've identified your negative thoughts, the next step is to challenge and reframe them. This means looking at your thoughts objectively and questioning their validity. Here are some questions to ask yourself. Is this thought based on facts or feelings? What evidence supports this thought? What evidence contradicts this thought? What's another way of looking at this situation? What would I tell a friend who was having this thought? Remember, our thoughts are not always accurate reflections of reality. They can be influenced by our emotions, past experiences, and personal biases. Reframing techniques, turning negative thoughts into positive ones. Reframing is about shifting your perspective and finding a more balanced and realistic way of looking at a situation. Here are some helpful reframing techniques. Positive reframing, finding the positive aspects of a negative situation. Example, instead of thinking I'm so stressed about this presentation, you could think, this presentation is an opportunity for me to share my ideas and make a difference. Humor, finding the humor in a difficult situation can help to diffuse negative emotions. Example, if you make a mistake, instead of being hard on yourself, you could try laughing it off and saying, well, that was embarrassing, but at least it will make a good story later. Perspective taking, trying to see the situation from someone else's point of view. Example, if you're feeling angry at a friend, try to imagine the situation from their perspective. This might help you to understand their actions and feel more compassionate. Practical exercises. Here are some practical exercises you can use to practice CBT techniques for overcoming overthinking. Exercise 1. The Thought-Feeling-Behavior Triangle. 1. Draw a triangle on a piece of paper. 2. Label each corner of the triangle with one of the following: thoughts, feelings, behaviors. 3. Think about a recent situation that made you feel anxious or stressed. 4. Write down the negative thoughts you had in the thoughts corner. 5. Write down the emotions you felt in the feelings corner. 6. Write down the behaviors you engaged in because of those thoughts and feelings in the behaviors corner. This exercise helps you to see the interconnectedness of your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. It can help you to understand how negative thoughts can lead to negative emotions and unhelpful behaviors. Exercise 2. The Evidence Detective. 1. Choose a negative thought that you frequently have. 2. Write down all the evidence that supports this thought. 3. Write down all the evidence that contradicts this thought. 4. Look at both lists objectively. Is the evidence supporting your thought stronger than the evidence contradicting it? This exercise helps you to challenge the validity of your negative thoughts. Often, when we examine our thoughts closely, we find that they are not based on solid evidence. Exercise 3. The Reframing Worksheet. 1. Write down a negative thought you want to reframe. 2. Ask yourself the following questions. What's the positive opposite of this thought? What's a more realistic way of looking at this situation? What would I tell a friend who was having this thought? 3. Write down your reframe thought. This exercise helps you to find more balanced and helpful ways of thinking about situations. Exercise 4. The Gratitude Journal. 1. Each day, write down 3 things you are grateful for. 2. These can be big or small things, such as a beautiful sunset, a delicious meal, or a kind gesture from a stranger. 3. Reflect on why you are grateful for these things. Practicing gratitude can help to shift your focus from negative thoughts to positive ones. It can help you to appreciate the good things in your life, even when you're facing challenges. Putting it all together, CBT is a powerful tool for overcoming overthinking. By learning to identify, challenge, and reframe our negative thoughts, we can break free from the cycle of worry and anxiety. It takes time and practice to master these techniques. Be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress. Remember, every time you challenge a negative thought, you are taking a step towards a calmer, more peaceful mind. Chapter 6: Setting Boundaries and Time Management. In the previous chapters, we explored the importance of identifying and challenging negative thoughts, as well as practicing mindfulness and self-care. Now, it's time to discuss another crucial aspect of managing overthinking: setting boundaries and time management. Containing overthinking. Overthinking can be a major time suck. When you're constantly worrying about the future or dwelling on the past, it's easy to get caught up in a cycle of rumination that can be difficult to break. One of the most effective ways to contain overthinking is to set specific times for thinking and problem solving. This is called a thinking schedule. By designating specific times for thinking, you can reduce mental clutter. By containing your thinking to specific times, you can reduce the mental clutter that can come from constant worrying and ruminating. Increase productivity. By focusing on specific tasks during specific times, you can increase your productivity and get more done in less time. Improve mental clarity. By giving yourself dedicated time to think and problem solve, you can improve your mental clarity and make better decisions. Creating a thinking schedule. Creating a thinking schedule is simple. Here are some tips to get you started. 1. Identify your most productive times. When are you most focused and alert? Use these times for your most important thinking and problem-solving tasks. 2. Set specific times for thinking. Choose specific times of the day or week for thinking and problem-solving. This could be first thing in the morning, during your lunch break, or before bed. 3. Use a planner or calendar. Write down your thinking schedule in a planner or calendar. This will help you stay on track and ensure that you're dedicating enough time to thinking and problem solving. 4. Be flexible. Don't be too hard on yourself if you can't stick to your thinking schedule perfectly. Life can be unpredictable, and things don't always go as planned. Instead, focus on making progress and adjusting your schedule as needed. Coping mechanisms. What happens when you have an urgent thought outside of your designated thinking times? Here are some coping mechanisms to help you manage. 1. Write it down. If you have an urgent thought, write it down in a notebook or on a sticky note. This will help you remember it for later and prevent it from distracting you from your current task. 2. Use a parking lot technique. Imagine a parking lot in your mind where you can park your thoughts until you're ready to deal with them. This can help you avoid getting sidetracked by urgent thoughts. 3. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness can help you stay present and focused, even when you have urgent thoughts. Try taking a few deep breaths, noticing your thoughts, and gently bringing your attention back to the present moment. 4. Use a stop thinking technique. If you find yourself getting caught up in urgent thoughts, try using a stop thinking technique. This could be as simple as saying stop to yourself, taking a few deep breaths, or engaging in a physical activity to distract yourself. Putting it all together. Setting boundaries and time management are crucial aspects of managing overthinking. By containing your thinking to specific times, you can reduce mental clutter, increase productivity, and improve mental clarity. Remember, creating a thinking schedule is not about restricting yourself, but about giving yourself the freedom to focus on what's truly important. By using the tips and techniques outlined in this chapter, you can take control of your thinking and achieve a more balanced, productive life. Chapter 7: Action-Oriented Strategies. In the previous chapters, we explored how to identify and challenge negative thought patterns, as well as the importance of setting boundaries and managing your time. Now, it's time to focus on taking action to overcome overthinking. Taking the first step. One of the biggest challenges with overthinking is that it can paralyze you. When you're stuck in a cycle of worry and rumination, it can feel overwhelming to even take the first step towards a solution. However, taking that first step is crucial. It's the only way to break the cycle of overthinking and start making progress. Here's the thing, you don't have to have everything figured out before you start. In fact, trying to plan every single detail can often lead to more overthinking. Instead, focus on taking a small, manageable action. For example, let's say you're overthinking about a big work project. Instead of trying to plan out the entire project in advance, start by just gathering the materials you need or sending an email to request a meeting with your team. The key is to focus on what you can do in the moment, rather than getting caught up in worrying about the future. Remember, every journey starts with a single step. By taking that first action, you're already making progress and building momentum. Breaking down large tasks. When you're dealing with overthinking, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by large, complex tasks. The thought of tackling something big can trigger a spiral of worry and indecision. That's why it's important to learn how to break down large tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. Here's how to do it. 1. Identify the end goal. Start by clearly defining what you're trying to achieve. What's the desired outcome? 2. Brainstorm the steps. Make a list of all the individual tasks and actions you'll need to take to reach that goal. 3. Prioritize in sequence. Look at your list and decide which steps are the most important or urgent. Then, put them in the order you'll need to complete them. 4. Break it down further. For each step, ask yourself if you can break it down even further into smaller, more specific actions. 5. Schedule it out. Once you have your list of small, actionable steps, schedule them into your calendar or to-do list. By breaking a large task down into smaller, more manageable pieces, you can reduce the sense of overwhelm and make it easier to take consistent action. Remember, you don't have to do everything at once. Focus on taking it one step at a time, and celebrate each small victory along the way. Building momentum. One of the keys to overcoming overthinking is building momentum. When you start taking consistent action, it becomes easier to keep going and make progress. Here are some tips for building momentum. 1. Celebrate small wins. Whenever you complete a small task or make any kind of progress, take a moment to celebrate. This will help reinforce the positive feeling of taking action and keep you motivated. 2. Create a routine. Establish a regular schedule or routine for the actions you need to take. The more consistent you are, the easier it will be to maintain momentum. 3. Track your progress. Use a planner, calendar, or task management app to keep track of the steps you've completed. Seeing your progress visually can be a powerful motivator. 4. Adjust as needed. If you find that your plan isn't working or you're struggling to maintain momentum, don't be afraid to adjust your approach. Experiment to find what works best for you. 5. Seek support. Share your goals and progress with friends, family, or a mentor. Having someone to encourage and hold you accountable can be a game changer. Remember, building momentum is a gradual process. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency and persistence. The more you practice taking action, the easier it will become. Putting it all into practice. Let's look at an example of how you can use these action-oriented strategies to overcome overthinking. Imagine you're feeling overwhelmed by the idea of starting a new business. You've been overthinking every possible scenario, from financial projections to marketing strategies, and you're stuck in a cycle of worry and indecision. Here's how you might apply the strategies we've discussed. 1. Take the first step. Instead of trying to plan out the entire business in advance, start by taking a small, concrete action. Maybe that means researching the legal requirements for starting a business in your area or reaching out to a potential mentor. 2. Break it down. Once you've taken that first step, start breaking down the larger task of starting a business into more manageable pieces. For example, you might create a list of tasks like: develop a business plan, research target market and competitors, secure funding, register the business, create a marketing strategy. 3. Build momentum. As you start checking off these smaller tasks, celebrate each small win. Maybe treat yourself to a coffee break or tell a friend about your progress. This will help you stay motivated and keep moving forward. 4. Adjust as needed. If you find that your initial plan isn't working or you're struggling to maintain momentum, be willing to adjust your approach. Maybe you need to reprioritize your tasks or seek out additional support. The key is to keep taking action, even if it's just a small step. By breaking down your goals into manageable pieces and building momentum through small wins, you can overcome the paralysis of overthinking and start making real progress. Remember, the journey to overcoming overthinking is not a straight line. There will be ups and downs, successes and setbacks. But by staying focused on taking action, you can create the life you want, one step at a time. Chapter 8: Self-Compassion and Self-Care. In the previous chapters, we've explored various strategies for managing overthinking, from cognitive behavioral techniques to action-oriented strategies. Now, let's delve into an essential aspect of mental well-being: self-compassion and self-care. These practices can significantly reduce overthinking and help you lead a more balanced, fulfilling life. The importance of self-compassion. Self-compassion is about being kind to yourself, recognizing your struggles, and treating yourself with the same care and understanding you would offer to a close friend. When we overthink, we often become our own harshest critics, which can lead to a cycle of negativity and self-doubt. Here's why self-compassion is crucial in overcoming overthinking. 1. Reduces self-criticism. By being kind to yourself, you can counteract the harsh inner critic that often fuels overthinking. Self-compassion helps you see your mistakes and shortcomings as opportunities for growth rather than reasons for self-blame. 2. Enhances mental resilience. People who practice self-compassion are better equipped to handle stress and adversity. They are less likely to dwell on negative thoughts and more likely to bounce back from setbacks. 3. Improves emotional regulation. Self-compassion allows you to acknowledge and accept your emotions without judgment. This can help you manage your feelings more effectively, reducing the urge to overthink. 4. Fosters self-acceptance. When you practice self-compassion, you learn to embrace all aspects of yourself, including your flaws and imperfections. This acceptance can lead to a healthier self-image and less overthinking. To cultivate self-compassion, try these simple practices. Self-compassionate affirmations. Repeat positive affirmations to yourself throughout the day. For example, I am worthy of love and kindness, or I am doing the best I can. Self-forgiveness. When you make a mistake, acknowledge it and then forgive yourself. Remind yourself that everyone makes mistakes and that they are a natural part of the learning process. Gentle self-talk. Pay attention to the way you speak to yourself. If you notice harsh or critical self-talk, gently correct it with kinder, more supportive language. Practicing self-care. Self-care is about taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. It involves engaging in activities that nourish your body, mind, and soul. Practicing self-care can help you reduce stress, boost your mood, and improve your overall mental health. Here are some essential self-care activities. Exercise. Regular exercise is one of the most effective ways to reduce stress and improve mental health. Exercise releases endorphins, which are natural mood boosters, and helps you clear your mind. Find an activity you enjoy, whether it's running, yoga, swimming, or dancing. Choose an activity that brings you joy. This will make it easier to stick to a regular exercise routine. Consistency is key. Aim for at least 30 minutes of exercise most days of the week. Consistency is more important than intensity. Mix it up. Try different types of exercise to keep things interesting and to challenge your body in new ways. Nutrition. What you eat can significantly impact your mental health. Eating a balanced diet can help you feel more energized, focused, and resilient. Eat a balanced diet. Include a variety of fruits, vegetables, lean protein, and whole grains in your meals. These foods provide essential nutrients that support mental health. Stay hydrated. Drinking enough water is crucial for both physical and mental well-being. Aim for at least 8 glasses of water a day. Limit caffeine and sugar. While caffeine and sugar can provide a quick energy boost, they can also lead to mood swings and increased anxiety. Try to limit your intake of these substances. Sleep. Getting enough quality sleep is essential for mental health. Sleep helps your brain process information, consolidate memories, and regulate emotions. Establish a sleep routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This helps regulate your body's internal clock. Create a relaxing bedtime routine. This could include activities like reading, taking a warm bath, or practicing relaxation techniques like deep breathing or meditation. Optimize your sleep environment. Make sure your bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool. Invest in a comfortable mattress and pillows. Mindfulness and relaxation. Engaging in mindfulness and relaxation practices can help you manage stress and stay present in the moment. Mindfulness meditation. Set aside a few minutes each day to practice mindfulness meditation. Focus on your breath and observe your thoughts without judgment. Deep breathing exercises. Deep breathing can help you calm your mind and body. Try the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 7 seconds, and exhale for 8 seconds. Progressive muscle relaxation. This involves tensing and then releasing different muscle groups to help you relax. Start with your feet and work your way up to your head. Hobbies and creativity. Engaging in hobbies and creative activities can be a great way to reduce stress and boost your mood. Explore different hobbies, whether it's painting, playing an instrument, gardening, or writing. Find activities that bring you joy and help you express yourself. Set aside time for creativity. Make sure to carve out time in your schedule for your hobbies and creative pursuits. This can be a great way to unwind and recharge. Share your creations. Sharing your artwork, music, or writing with others can be a rewarding experience and can help you connect with like-minded individuals. Building a support network. Having a supportive network of friends, family, and mentors can make a significant difference in your mental health. A support network can provide emotional support, encouragement, and practical advice. Here are some ways to build a support network. 1. Reach out to friends and family. Let the people in your life know that you appreciate their support. Be open about your struggles and ask for help when you need it. 2. Join support groups. Look for local or online support groups that focus on mental health, self-improvement, or shared interests. These groups can provide a sense of community and understanding. 3. Seek professional help. If you're struggling with overthinking or other mental health issues, consider seeking help from a therapist or counselor. They can provide expert guidance and support tailored to your needs. 4. Stay connected. Make an effort to stay in touch with your support network. Schedule regular meetups, phone calls, or video chats to stay connected and maintain strong relationships. 5. Be a good listener. Support is a two-way street. Make sure to listen to others and offer support when they need it. This can help strengthen your relationships and create a more supportive community. Building a support network takes time and effort, but the benefits are well worth it. Having people you can rely on can make a significant difference in your mental health and overall well-being. Chapter 9. Confidence and Self-Awareness. In our journey to overcome overthinking, we've explored various strategies, from cognitive behavioral techniques to self-care practices. Now, let's dive into the importance of confidence and self-awareness, two key elements that can help you break free from the cycle of overthinking. Developing self-awareness. Self-awareness is the foundation for personal growth and change. It's the ability to understand your own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and how they impact your life. When it comes to overthinking, self-awareness is crucial because it allows you to identify the patterns and triggers that lead to your overthinking episodes. By becoming more self-aware, you can learn to recognize when you're starting to overthink and take steps to interrupt that process. Here are some strategies to help you develop your self-awareness. 1. Self-reflection. Set aside time each day to reflect on your thoughts, feelings, and actions. You can do this through journaling, meditation, or simply taking a quiet moment to check in with yourself. 2. Seek feedback. Ask trusted friends, family, or colleagues for their honest feedback about your behaviors and how you come across to others. Their perspectives can provide valuable insights. 3. Observe your patterns. Pay attention to the situations, emotions, or thoughts that tend to trigger your overthinking. Notice any patterns or themes that emerge. 4. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness can help you become more present and attuned to your inner experience. By focusing on the here and now, you can gain a better understanding of yourself. 5. Identify your values. Reflect on what's truly important to you. Understanding your core values can help you make decisions that align with your true self. As you become more self-aware, you'll start to notice how your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors influence one another. This knowledge can empower you to make more conscious choices and break free from unhelpful patterns. Building self-confidence. Self-confidence is another crucial aspect of overcoming overthinking. When you lack confidence, it's easy to get caught up in worrying about what others think or second-guessing your abilities. Building self-confidence takes time and practice, but it's well worth the effort. Here are some strategies to help you boost your confidence. 1. Celebrate small wins. Recognize and celebrate your achievements, no matter how small they may seem. This helps reinforce the progress you're making and builds a sense of competence. 2. Challenge negative self-talk. Pay attention to the way you talk to yourself and replace negative thoughts with more positive, encouraging ones. For example, instead of saying "I can't do this," try "I can do this, one step at a time." 3. Visualize success. Imagine yourself successfully completing a task or achieving a goal. Visualization can help you build the belief that you're capable of success. 4. Practice self-compassion. Remember to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would show a friend. Self-criticism can undermine your confidence, while self-compassion can boost it. 5. Take calculated risks. Step out of your comfort zone and try new things. Each time you take a risk and succeed, even in a small way, your confidence will grow. As you build your self-confidence, you'll find that you're less likely to get caught up in overthinking. You'll be more willing to take action and trust in your own abilities. Setting realistic goals. Goal setting is another powerful tool for building confidence and overcoming overthinking. When you have clear, achievable goals, you're less likely to get bogged down in endless what-ifs and worries. Here's how to set realistic goals. 1. Start small. Don't try to tackle a huge, overwhelming goal all at once. Instead, break it down into smaller, more manageable steps. 2. Be specific. Vague goals like "be healthier" are harder to achieve than specific goals like "exercise for 30 minutes, 3 times a week." 3. Make them measurable. Include concrete metrics or deadlines so you can track your progress. This helps you stay motivated and focused. 4. Ensure they're achievable. Set goals that challenge you but are still within your reach. Overly ambitious goals can lead to discouragement and overthinking. 5. Align them with your values. Choose goals that are meaningful and important to you. This will help you stay committed and passionate about the process. As you work towards your goals, celebrate your progress and be kind to yourself if you hit a setback. Overthinking can often get in the way of goal achievement, so remember to stay focused on the present moment and the small steps you're taking. Putting it all together. Developing self-awareness, building self-confidence, and setting realistic goals are all powerful strategies for overcoming overthinking. When you have a deeper understanding of yourself and your capabilities, you're less likely to get caught up in negative thought patterns. Remember, the journey to greater self-awareness and confidence is a gradual one. Be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress along the way. Each small step you take will bring you closer to the calm, focused mindset you're striving for. In the next chapter, we'll explore some advanced techniques and resources for continuing your journey to overcome overthinking. Chapter 10, Advanced Techniques for Overcomers. In the previous chapters, we've explored various strategies for managing overthinking, from cognitive behavioral techniques to self-care practices. Now, let's dive into some advanced techniques that can help you overcome overthinking and achieve a more balanced, fulfilling life. Visualization and affirmations. Visualization and affirmations are powerful tools that can help you rewire your brain and build confidence. By using these techniques, you can learn to manage your thoughts and emotions more effectively. Visualization. Visualization involves using your imagination to create vivid mental images. This can help you relax, focus, and build confidence. Here's how to practice visualization. 1. Find a quiet space. Sit or lie down in a quiet, comfortable space where you won't be distracted. 2. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to relax. 3. Imagine a positive scenario. Imagine yourself in a positive scenario, such as achieving a goal or overcoming a challenge. 4. Use all your senses. Use all your senses to bring the visualization to life. For example, imagine the sights, sounds, and feelings of the scenario. 5. Repeat positive affirmations. Repeat positive affirmations to yourself, such as "I am capable and confident." Affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that can help you build confidence and manage your thoughts. By repeating affirmations, you can learn to rewire your brain and develop a more positive mindset. Here are some examples of affirmations. I am capable and confident. I can handle any challenge that comes my way. I am strong and resilient. I am worthy of love and respect. To use affirmations effectively, repeat them to yourself regularly, especially when you're feeling stressed or anxious. Reflective journaling. Reflective journaling is a powerful tool that can help you manage your thoughts and emotions. By writing down your thoughts and feelings, you can gain insight into your patterns and behaviors. Here's how to practice reflective journaling. 1. Choose a journal. Choose a journal that feels comfortable to you, such as a notebook or a digital journal. 2. Write down your thoughts and feelings. Write down your thoughts and feelings without editing or censoring yourself. 3. Reflect on your entries. Reflect on your entries to identify patterns and behaviors. 4. Look for insights. Look for insights into your thoughts and feelings, such as triggers or underlying causes. 5. Use your insights to make changes. Use your insights to make changes in your life, such as developing new coping strategies or seeking support. Seeking professional help. While the techniques in this book can be helpful in managing overthinking, there may be times when you need to seek professional help. If you're struggling with severe anxiety, depression, or other mental health issues, it's essential to seek help from a qualified mental health professional. Here are some signs that you may need to seek professional help. Severe anxiety or depression. If you're experiencing severe anxiety or depression, it's essential to seek help from a qualified mental health professional. Trauma or PTSD. If you've experienced trauma or PTSD, it's essential to seek help from a qualified mental health professional. Difficulty managing emotions. If you're having difficulty managing your emotions, it's essential to seek help from a qualified mental health professional. Relationship issues. If you're experiencing relationship issues, it's essential to seek help from a qualified mental health professional. Remember, seeking professional help is a sign of strength, not weakness. By seeking help, you can gain the support and guidance you need to overcome overthinking and achieve a more balanced, fulfilling life. Chapter 11. Conclusion and Maintaining Progress. Congratulations on making it to the final chapter of Unwind, a practical guide to overcoming overthinking. You've learned about the science behind overthinking, explored practical techniques to manage your thoughts, and discovered the importance of self-care and self-compassion. Now, let's recap the key strategies and create a personalized plan for maintaining your progress. Recap of key strategies. Throughout this book, we've covered a range of strategies to help you overcome overthinking. Here's a quick recap. Identify your patterns. Recognize the common overthinking patterns, such as all or nothing thinking, overgeneralization, and emotional reasoning. Challenge negative thoughts. Use cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, techniques like thought records and reframing to challenge and change unhelpful thought patterns. Practice mindfulness. Engage in mindfulness practices like meditation, deep breathing, and body scans to cultivate present moment awareness and reduce stress. Set boundaries and manage time. Create a thinking schedule to contain overthinking and dedicate time for focused problem solving. Take action. Break down large tasks into smaller, manageable steps and celebrate small wins to build momentum. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding, recognizing that everyone makes mistakes. Prioritize self-care. Engage in activities that nourish your physical, emotional, and mental well-being, such as exercise, healthy eating, and quality sleep. Build a support network. Surround yourself with supportive friends, family, or mentors who can offer encouragement and guidance. Use advanced techniques. Explore visualization, affirmations, and reflective journaling to enhance your self-awareness and manage your thoughts. Seek professional help. Don't hesitate to reach out to a qualified mental health professional if you need additional support. Creating a personalized plan. Now that you're familiar with these strategies, it's time to create a personalized plan for ongoing improvement. 1. Identify your strengths. Reflect on the strategies you found most helpful throughout this book. Which ones resonated with you the most? 2. Prioritize your needs. Consider the areas where you need the most support. Which strategies will be most effective in addressing your specific overthinking patterns? 3. Set realistic goals. Start by incorporating 1 or 2 new strategies into your daily routine. Gradually add more as you become comfortable. 4. Create a schedule. Plan specific times for practicing mindfulness, journaling, or engaging in self-care activities. 5. Track your progress. Use a journal, calendar, or app to monitor your progress and celebrate your successes. 6. Be flexible and adjust. Don't be afraid to adjust your plan as needed. Life is unpredictable, and your needs may change over time. 7. Seek support. Share your goals and progress with a trusted friend, family member, or therapist. Having a support system can make a big difference. Maintaining long-term success. Overcoming overthinking is a journey, not a destination. It's important to remember that setbacks are a natural part of the process. Don't be discouraged if you find yourself slipping back into old patterns from time to time. Instead, view these setbacks as opportunities for learning and growth. Here are some additional tips for maintaining long-term success. Practice gratitude. Regularly reflect on the things you're grateful for. This can help shift your focus from negativity to positivity. Challenge perfectionism. Remember that perfection is unattainable. Embrace your imperfections and strive for progress, not perfection. Embrace uncertainty. Life is full of uncertainty. Learning to accept and navigate uncertainty can reduce anxiety and overthinking. Be kind to yourself. Treat yourself with the same kindness and compassion you would show a friend. You deserve your own love and support. Remember, you have the power to change your thoughts and create a more peaceful, fulfilling life. By implementing the strategies in this book and committing to ongoing practice, you can overcome overthinking and achieve your full potential.